Alright, so here we have our clip ready to go. First, double click on it to open up the layer, then grab the roto brush tool and start creating a rotoscope around your subject. Once you're done with the selection, hit freeze so you can check for any rough edges or imperfections. If everything looks good and you're happy with the result, press Ctrl+D on your keyboard to duplicate the layer. Now, on the bottom layer, right here, go ahead and click unfreeze, and on the left side, check the box that says Invert Foreground/Background. Once that's done, hit freeze again to lock in the new version, and then head back to your main composition. At this point, you'll see that we now have two layers, one that contains only our subject. If you're not seeing the transparency properly, just click this button right here to toggle the transparency grid on. That way you can clearly see which areas are cut out. Second layer contains only a background. Now we're going to focus on the background layer. With that selected, go up to the top menu and click on Window, then make sure Content Aware Fill is checked. If it's not already open, this will bring it up in the right-hand panel. As for the settings, set the alpha expansion to around 19, the fill method to surface, and under lighting correction, choose strong. Make sure your work area covers the section you want to fill, and then simply click on Generate Fill Layer. Now all you have to do is wait for After Effects to analyze and generate the background, and once that's done, if we play it through, you'll see that Gunna is kind of invisible, and it creates this really cool effect. Now, what we want to do next is make the object rotoscope layer visible again. So go ahead and click the eye icon to bring it back. Then take the fill layer that we just generated and drag it underneath the original rotoscope layer in the timeline. This way the subject sits on top while the background fill supports the scene behind it. Now we're going to work with the top layer, the one with our subject. Go ahead and expand the little arrow on the left to open the Layers menu, then open up Transform. And right at the very beginning of the layer, check the stopwatch next to opacity to create your first keyframe at 100%. Next, move the playhead forward by about 4 frames and change the opacity from 100% down to 0%. This will create a quick fade out. After that, go forward another 5 frames and add another keyframe, but this time keep the opacity at 0%. Finally, move forward just one more frame, and this time bring the opacity all the way back up to 100%. Now let's head over to the Effects and Presets panel, search for the Transform effect, and drag it onto our top layer. From here, we're going to match the movement with our opacity keyframes. So first, move your playhead to the position of the third opacity keyframe, then go 1 frame back, and here we'll toggle position inside the transform effect to create our first keyframe. Next, move forward 1 frame, right where that third opacity keyframe is, and now we'll change the position value. I'm going to set it to something like -700, but feel free to go even further depending on your video. The idea is to have the subject fly in from the side right as it fades back in. Then, go ahead and move 5 more frames forward and return the position back to its original value. In my case, that's 1012. And to make everything feel smoother and more polished, you can enable motion blur for this layer by checking this box right here. And that's basically it. Now I'll export this and head back to Premiere Pro to add a quick flash effect, or you can just do it here in After Effects using the levels effect. The only thing I did in Premiere was add an adjustment layer right where Gunna starts dropping down, and I applied my subtle hit effect from the Shake Cut preset pack. And that's it for today's video. Don't forget to leave a like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.